Trevor's Trial Run. It was the day of the fire station fun run, and Trevor Evans was on his way to Pontypandy, dressed in his tracksuit and trainers, ready to join in. I wish I was fitter, he thought, rubbing his stomach. It's all the lovely lasagna Bella cooks that's done it. Never mind, 2 miles isn't very far. I should just manage it. Trevor was so busy thinking about the run that he didn't notice the oil warning light flashing in front of him. Something was seriously wrong with his bus. As Trevor turned the corner into Pandy Lane, the bus started hiccuping and making a terrible noise, and very soon it stopped altogether. Oh, bother, sighed Trevor, suddenly noticing the red light. It looks as if we're out of oil, and he got out to have a look. Help, he cried, grabbing hold of the door to save himself. The road's all slippery, and there's been no rain. It must be oil. Just as he was wondering what to do next, Trevor heard the sound of an engine. That's a bit of luck, he thought. If I can get a lift into Pontypandy, I'll still be in time for the run. Trevor was standing at the side of the road waving his handkerchief when Fireman Sam and Fireman Elvis Cridlington came round the corner in Jupiter on their way back to the fire station after a call. There's someone waving, said Fireman Sam, slowing down. Looks like Trevor. We'd better stop and help. But as he braked, Jupiter's tires slid on the oily road and they started to skid. Watch out, Trevor, cried Elvis, closing his eyes as they skidded across the road, narrowly missing the bus. There was a thud, and Jupiter came to a halt. You can open your eyes now, Elvis, said Fireman Sam. There's no harm done, but I think we're stuck in the ditch. I didn't know the lane was so slippery. Come on, let's get out. Pale and shaken, Elvis and Fireman Sam climbed out of Jupiter and had a look around. Whew, that was a near miss, said Trevor, mopping his brow with his handkerchief. For a moment I thought you were going to crash into my bus, and me for that matter. You wouldn't think oil could cause a skid like that, would you? What's going on here, Trevor? Said Fireman Sam. Why is there oil all over the road? It's very dangerous, you know. Now we'll have to pull Jupiter out of the ditch. Trevor explained what had happened. The right pair of engines we've got, grumbled Elvis. One in the ditch and the other broken down. We need help, but hardly anyone comes down this little lane. I'm afraid 3 firemen are going to miss the fire station fun run then, added Fireman Sam, looking at the ground gloomily. But then he noticed Trevor's trainers. Unless, he thought. When he used the fire bell chime, Fireman Sam is there on time. When the music stops, please turn the cassette over. So hurry, hurry, Fireman Sam, always on the scene. Fireman Sam and his engine's bright and clean. Fireman Sam, you cannot ignore. Sam is the hero next door. When he used the fire bell chime, Fireman Sam is there on time. Someone might be in a jam, so hurry, hurry, Fireman Sam, always on the scene. Fireman Sam and his engine's bright and clean. Fireman Sam, you cannot ignore. Sam is the hero next door. Why didn't we think of it before? Said Fireman Sam, looking up. Trevor, you dressed for running? If you run back up the lane to the call box and ring the fire station, we'll be out of here in no time. I suppose I could, mumbled Trevor, not looking very happy about the idea. You'll have to, said Elvis. After all, if it wasn't for you, Jupiter wouldn't be stuck in the ditch. Well, I don't know about that, said Trevor indignantly. Off you go, Trevor, at once, repeated Fireman Sam firmly. Maybe I'm fitter than I thought, said Trevor to himself as he jogged slowly up the road to the call box, breathing deeply. I must have run at least a mile by now, and I'm barely out of breath. Feeling more confident, he ran on a bit faster, counting to himself, 1, 2, 1, 2, come on now, Trevor, this is easy. A few minutes later, he arrived at the phone box and went inside. He lifted the receiver, but there was no sound. The line was dead. Oh, no, the phone's out of order. Now, what am I going to do? He wailed. There's no point in going back. I'll have to run on all the way to Pontypandy. If I'm not quick, the run will start without us. He set off again, going as fast as he could, but getting slower and slower the further he went. Can't be much further, surely, he gasped, beginning to get a stitch. Must be round the next corner, he hoped. But there were quite a few more corners before he finally saw the Pontypandy church spire. When Trevor finally arrived in Pontypandy, Sarah, James, Norman Price, and Station Officer Steele were in the park, waiting to start the run. Dilys and Bella were watching proudly. Where have you been, Trevor? And what's happened to your bus? And Fireman Sam, and Elvis, for that matter? Said Station Officer Steele, looking round. Trying to get out of the run, are they? Breathlessly, Trevor explained what had happened. Never mind, said Station Officer Steele. Our route takes us up Pandy Lane anyway. There are enough of us here to pull Jupiter out of the ditch. Grab a rope, Trevor. We're waiting to start. They all lined up. Uno, due, tre, away you go, cried Bella, and the fun run started. Following Station Officer Steele, Sarah, James, and Norman raced off towards Pandy Lane, with Trevor puffing along behind, carrying the heavy rope. Come on, Trevor, Dilys laughed. You've been eating too much lasagna. Thanks very much, Trevor, grinned Fireman Sam when the group reached him. They attached the rope, and with everyone pulling together and Elvis revving the engine, Jupiter came out of the ditch easily. We better get the road cleaned up, said Fireman Sam. We don't want any more accidents. Wait, Trevor, said Station Officer Steele as Trevor climbed into his bus. Collect the bus later. You mustn't miss the fun run. I think I've done enough running for one day, sir, sighed Trevor. Nonsense! Oh, that was just a trial run. And besides, you could do the practice. Come along now. 1, 2, 1, 2.
When he used the fire bell chime, Fireman Sam is there on time. Someone might be in a jam, so hurry, hurry, Fireman Sam. Always on the scene, Fireman Sam, and his engine's bright and clean. Fireman Sam, you cannot ignore. Sam is the hero next door. When he used the fire bell chime, Fireman Sam is there on time. Someone might be in a jam, so hurry, hurry, Fireman Sam. Always on the scene, Fireman Sam, and his engine's bright and clean. Fireman Sam, you cannot ignore. Sam is the hero next door.
Bella and the Bird's Nest. Bella had been busy making cakes for the Pontypandy fire station fete. Well, that's the last one iced. There's just time to have a wash and put on my best dress. And she went upstairs to get ready. There now, she said, brushing her hair. I just need my diamante necklace and then I'm ready for anything. Now, where did I put it? The necklace was nowhere to be seen. I'm sure it was just here on my dressing table. Mamma mia, so forgetful I am. I'll just have to go without it. Final inspection, said Station Officer Steele, coming out of his office. Come on, get a move on now. Haven't you finished polishing Jupiter, Fireman Cridlington? Doing my best, sir. I can't see my face yet. Jupiter's got to be brighter than a new pin today. The visitors will be here soon. And don't forget, clean uniforms and boots for everyone, please. We're on display today. And he marched off to get changed. A few minutes later, Station Officer Steele came back looking puzzled. All right, everyone. That's enough cleaning. Now, has anyone seen my medal? Fireman Sam and Elvis searched the office, and Trevor Evans turned the locker room upside down, but the medal was nowhere to be found. What's going on in here? Asked James, poking his head round the door. Aren't you ready yet? Oh, good, said Fireman Sam. Give us a hand to look for Station Officer Steele's medal, will you, James? He always wears it for the parade. It's no good, said Fireman Sam. People are beginning to arrive. You'll just have to manage without it. I shouldn't think anyone would notice anyway, said Elvis quietly. And if they do, said Sarah, we organise a treasure hunt and give a prize to the person who finds it. This is a serious, began Station Officer Steele, but he was interrupted by Bella and Dilys. Hello, said Bella. Are we early? Oh, Bella, you look lovely, exclaimed Trevor. Red really suits you. Thank you, Trevor, said Bella, blushing. But I've lost my favourite, the necklace. Mrs. Price, where's Norman? Asked Sarah and James. Well, I'm not too sure, wondered Dilys. But I know he'll be along later. He always enjoys the fete. Stranger and stranger, thought Fireman Sam. Bella's necklace, Station Officer Steele's medal, and now Norman Price, all missing. I wonder if there's a link. Come on now, everyone. We'll carry on the search later. Let's enjoy the fete. It's a lovely day for it. And Fireman Sam led them all outside. Come on, Sarah, shouted James, running down the steps. What's it to be first? The coconut chai? Or maybe one of Bella's homemade cakes? The twins queued up at the coconut chai. This looks easy, said Sarah, and she opened her purse to get out her pocket money. Oh, no, she cried. It's all gone. All those shiny coins I'd saved up specially. You counted them only last night, remembered James. You left your purse on the windowsill, didn't you? The money must have fallen out when you picked it up. I'll run back and get it for you. Come on, Sarah. I'll buy you an ice cream to cheer you up, said Fireman Sam. I fancy a chalk ice. Which flavour do you want? Just then Norman arrived, out of breath. Just in time for an ice cream, Norman, said Fireman Sam. Looks like you could do with one. Fireman Sam! Elvis! Quick! gasped Norman. There's lots of smoke coming from Bella's chimney, and there's a terrible noise.
When he used the fire bell chime, Fireman Sam is there on time.
When the music stops, please turn the cassette over.
So hurry, hurry, Fireman Sam is always on the scene. Fireman Sam and his engines bright and clean. Fireman Sam you cannot ignore. Sam is the hero next door. When he used the fire bell chime, Fireman Sam is there on time. Someone might be in a jam, so hurry, hurry, Fireman Sam, always on the scene. Fireman Sam and his engines bright and clean. Fireman Sam you cannot ignore. Sam is the hero next door.
Jump to it, men, ordered Station Officer Steele. Out of the way, everyone! This is an emergency. Fireman Sam Elvis and Station Officer Steele jumped into Jupiter, and they roared off with the siren wailing. Mamma mia! Thank goodness Norman saw the smoke, cried Bella. He's a good boy, really, is my Norman, said Dilys proudly. Come on, we better go down to the cafe and see what's going on, said Trevor. Looks like the chimney's on fire, said Station Officer Steele as Jupiter drew up outside the cafe. Get the chimney fire equipment, Fireman Sam. We'll need to tackle this one from inside. Fireman Sam put on his mask and went into the cafe. Something's making an awful racket in this chimney, Fireman Sam called to the others as he pointed the fire extinguisher up the chimney. And as he did so, a very wet and sooty black and white bird flew out of the chimney, squawking crossly. That's a magpie, isn't it? Said Sarah, who was watching anxiously outside. Poor little thing, said James. I should think it's nearly burnt to a cinder. The fire's out now, said Fireman Sam a few minutes later, when he was sure there was no more smoke. Hand me a torch, please, Trevor. Let's see what caused the fire. There must be something blocking the chimney. It's probably only soot, said Station Officer Steele. I expect the chimney needs sweeping, but we'd better have a look. Oh, gasped Trevor as he looked up the chimney. There's something sparkling up there. We may have solved the mystery, said Fireman Sam, suddenly remembering the magpie. Pass me a broom, Trevor. Fireman Sam poked the broom up the chimney. Magpies are terrible thieves, he said, picking up a bird's nest as it fell down into the grate. Look, here you are, Trevor. You can give Bella her necklace back, and Station Officer Steele his medal. What's going on here? Said James as he arrived. I couldn't find your money, Sarah, but you can borrow some of mine for today. Yours is bound to turn up. It just has, said Fireman Sam, coming out of the cafe. Here you are, Sarah, he said, giving her a handful of shiny coins. Go and enjoy yourself. Thanks, Uncle Sam, said Sarah. I can buy you a chalk ice now. Come on, James. Let's get back to the fete. I'll race you.
When